Let's try to solve the problem number 1285. Find the start and end number of continuous ranges. This problem was asked in Microsoft. Let's look at the logs table. It contains log ID. Log ID is the primary key for this table. Each row of this table contains the ID in a log table. We need to write an SQL query to find the start and end number of continuous ranges in the table logs. We need to print the result ordered by start ID. For example, let's assume this is the log ID, and here you can see we got 1, 2, 3. These three elements are continuous. Among these continuous elements, the continuous elements starts at 1 and it ends at 3. That's why the output starts at 1 and ends at 3. Coming to the next continuous set of elements 7 and 8, so it starts at 7 and ends at 8. For 10, there is no continuous element, so it starts at 10 and ends at 10. This is the output that we need to print, and we need to order the result by start ID. I have provided the DDL statements in the description box. You can make use of this DDL statement. You can play around the numbers. You can try to add more edge cases and try to solve the problems. Now let's try to understand this problem and write down the logic to solve this problem. The one problem statement is they have given a continuous element. We need to find the continuous set of elements. If we can group the continuous set of elements into different buckets, then out of those buckets we can find the minimum and the maximum to find the start and end ID of that continuous element. Let's take this example 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Here if you look at 1, 2, 3, these are continuous elements, right? And I'll just put a row number for this 1, 2, 3. If you look at this condition, 1 minus 1, it's 0. 2 minus 2, it's 0. 3 minus 3, it's 0. Right? So we can see these continuous elements belongs to bucket 0. Now let me take the remaining set of elements 7, 8. The row number for 7 will be 4. The row number for 8 will be 5. The difference between 7 minus 4 is 3. And the difference between 8 minus 5 is 3. You can see 7, 8 belongs to different bucket 3. And for 10, the row number will be 6. And there is no, the bucket will be 4. Now if we are able to group the first set of continuous elements into bucket 0, we can make use of min and max function among this bucket to get the start ID and end ID. So for the bucket 0, the minimum element start ID is 1 and the maximum ID is 3. That becomes the end ID. For bucket 3, the minimum element is 7 and the maximum element is 8. For bucket 10, the min and max is same, both 10. That's the output that we need to print. With this logic, let's try to write our query. Let me write down the steps. The first step, it's like we need to find the row number for each row. That's our first step. Second step, we need to create a group of buckets for each set of continuous element. Third step, we need to find min and max among those buckets. These are the steps to solve this problem. Now let's try to solve the first set. We need to find the row number for each row. Let me try to create a table and I'll insert the data. Let's start writing our CTE. Let's name our first CTE as base data. Let's select the column name we have is log ID. Log ID, and let's put row number over order by log ID as row number from logs table. I'll print out the result from base data. Here you can see for each continuous elements we have printed the row number. So our first problem is solved. Coming to the second, we need to create a group of buckets for each set of continuous element. In order to do this, let me take log id and log id minus row number as group from base data. Here you can see 1 2 3 belongs to bucket 0, 7 8 belongs to bucket 3 and 10 belongs to bucket 4. Let's make this as an intermediate CTE. I'll name it as temp. Now what we need to do, we need to just find the minimum and maximum element among each group. That will be our output. I'll just put minimum of log id as start id and maximum of log id as end id. From temp we need to group it by group and order by start id. Here if you look at it, we have got for the first set of continuous elements it starts at 1 and it ends at 3, and for the second set it starts at 7 and it ends at 8, and the third one it starts at 10 and ends at 10. This is how we will be solving this problem. I hope this video is helpful.